Well, hello. We at Kez Rail Fanning are having a bit of rail fanning fun tonight. We're just west of the shops in the CN Yard in Edmundston, New Brunswick on April 17, 2025. And it is just before midnight. 23:45 hours of landing time to be exact. CN Z120 has CN 2897, 3803, 3133, and 3130 as the mid-DPU and a total axle count of 592. They will soon be coming into view, so let's watch. With the outbound crew already standing by for the crew change, 120 will not be stopped for long. 120 came to a stop at 23:50 hours, and the outbound crew will be getting permission to depart at 23:54 hours. Time for us to make, well, tracks and get going to milepost 205.
CN detector, Napadogan 215. No alarms. Temperature 1C. Total axle 592. Speed 39. Détecteur CN Napadogan 215. Aucun problème. Température 1C. Total essieu 592. Vitesse 39.
We just got to milepost 205, Napadogan Sub, as CN Z120 passed the mile 215 hotbox detector at not 14 hours landing time. Now the 18th. This is our third video at mile 205 where CN is doing emergency work to stabilize the St. John River shoreline that was threatening to wash out the railbed. Check out my first video on this, CN Z121 emergency work at milepost 205. I will have a link for it at the end of this video. Trucks are taking a midnight lunch break, but we'll be hauling steady overnight and we'll be back at it after 121 passes. It is now 20 minutes past midnight and 120 will be calling the foreman to pass the work zone, so let's listen.
Mindy Whitehead, 120 calling over.
Go ahead, 120, see foreman Whitehead, over.
Yes, our leader today, CN 2897, 2897. We got to protect against you from mile 206. 206 and mile 204, 204 Napadogan Sub. We're approaching your limit. Wondering what your instructions were there, over.
120 CN 2897 2897. You're cleared through my entire limits from mile 206 206 to mile 204 204 with no restrictions, over.
Okay, performance anyone report. CN 121 121 CN 2897 2897. Okay, through your entire limit from mile 206 206 and mile 204 204 Napadogan Sub with no restrictions. Is that correct, over?
That is correct. Correct. Repeat. Not 2 knot, over.
Okay, that's the correct repeat at not 2 knot. That's not 2 knot. Thank you. See you soon. 20.
Thank you very much. 120. See you soon. Out.
I should note, while the foreman said there were no restrictions, there is still a 25 mile per hour speed restriction passing the site that would be part of their TGBO paperwork. The foreman was simply stating that there were no additional restrictions to what is already in the TGBO. 120 is getting closer and will be calling a new intermediate signal at mile 206.5. And with the speed restrictions, it'll be along in a few more minutes to normal.
120, Foreman Willet calling over.
Go ahead, Foreman Willet, 120 over.
Eyeball inspection on the north side at mile 205 there to 120, over.
Okay, eyeball north side, mile 205, thank you. Good night, 120 out.
Foreman Willet out.
After 120 passed, the foreman called the RTC for some information, and I think there may be a surprise waiting for us in Edmundston. So off we go to see what might be there. I included this conversation in the Mile 200 Hotbox Director Report as the two blend together at the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed CN Z120, an Edmundston midnight and emergency work at milepost 205. Thank you for watching, and stay with us for our next adventure with Kev's Rail Fanning. Have a great night.
Contrôleur RTC, over. Très bon matin, contrôleur. Denis Ouellet, au 1205. Juste pour une information, contrôleur, je pense à 490 qui s'en vient ce soir. Juste arrêter une idée qu'elle avait pour porter de Edmundston.
Bonsoir Denis, ouais, lui il est appelé pour 2h30, fait que à 2h30, 3h, mettons, devrait passer dans ses limites.
CN detector, Napadogan 200. No alarms. Temperature 0 C. Total axle 592. Speed 41. Détecteur CN, Napadogan 200. Aucun problème. Température 0 C. Total essieu 5 9 2. Vitesse 4 1.